Hello, hello. All right, we are going live for day 2 of our 21 days of social selling tips and tricks that I'm sharing with you guys here in the Boss Social group. All right, I'm excited about our topic for today. Our topic is how do we assess our online footprint, or how do we monitor our footprint? So I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do to assess your credibility. Let me just make sure. Okay, yep, I want to make sure you can hear me. And let me double check and make sure we're live. Okay, yeah, we're live. Okay. Oh, I've got a comment. How do I read these? Good morning. All right, cool. Thanks guys for showing up. How fun is that? So like we said, it's day 2 of our 21 days of social selling tips. And in this one, we're going to talk about how to monitor your footprint. So when you think about yourself in sales and you've got this online presence, I think it's a struggle sometimes, the difference between what is our personal profile and our business profile. Like, what do we show on the web? And how do we know what people are seeing? So today I've got 3 tactics or 3 tools, 3 ways that you can figure out what you look like on the web. So if I wasn't you and I was going to check you out on the web, I wanted to see what you're about, these are some things that would help me see what's on the web. So would that be cool? Would that be helpful? I am going to try to watch the comments a little bit. So if you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer those. The first one has to do with your LinkedIn. The first one, and I'm going to go live on this one. I'm going to jump over to the internet. So let's take a look at this right here. And this is going to be interactive. So I actually want to invite you guys to do what I'm doing right now. So if you have a little extra desktop space that you can go and open up a browser, do this for yourself as well. And so what we're going to do is we are going to Google LinkedIn SSI. Let me see if we can zoom in on that. See if I'm smart enough to figure out how to do that. Let's go. Oh, that's about as close as I can get. But what I want you to do is just type in LinkedIn SSI in your web browser and then go ahead and hit enter. And what you're going to find is something called the Social Selling Index. LinkedIn has created an algorithm that they will actually look at your profile and determine how well you're using LinkedIn, not to get a job or not to create an online resume, but for sales. So if you're in sales and you want to say, hey, am I using LinkedIn to connect with my clients? Am I using LinkedIn to engage my ideal client, prospects, things like that? What's your score? And it gives you a score. So we're going to click on this and you're going to see this right here. Okay, so if you guys are following along and things are going good, give me a thumbs up in the comments. So on this page, you'll see right here it says, get your score for free. I'll zoom in here a little bit. And so when you click this score, what happens is it gives you a score somewhere between 0 and 100 points. And so what's cool about it is your score is an evaluation, like I said, of your LinkedIn profile on how well it's optimized. Because a lot of us, we know we need to look good, but we're not really sure how to do it. It reminds me of that movie Moneyball. If you ever watched that one with Brad Pitt and baseball, and it's like, how do we statistically make a lot of little moves that are going to make a big difference? This is a cool tool to show you how to do that. And so if you look at it, it actually breaks your profile into 4 different categories. You've got 25 points in each one. The first one is called Establishing Your Professional Brand, and you can click on that and it opens up kind of a little walkthrough PowerPoint and some tips that they can give you. Of course, I have a handful of tips that I want to share with you too in the long run. And you can get from 0 to 25 points and how well your profile is really completed. They're calling it your professional brand, but did you complete all the buttons? Did you put your name? Did you put your picture in there? Have you completed the about section? All that kind of stuff. The second one is called Finding the Right People. And when you look on this one, it's all about who are you connected with? Are you regularly connecting with your clients? Are you connecting with your prospects? Are you connecting with your referral partners? Or have you not connected with anyone in a year? Like that's going to assess it. And the score goes up and down. I've had mine as high as maybe, I don't know, in the mid 90s and as low as in the 60s because I just kind of use it and I don't use it and then I use it and I don't use it and kind of goes up and down. In fact, you can see right here, you can see where I've been using LinkedIn a little bit more over the last few days and it's climbing up. So finding the right people. The next one is engaging with insights. This one is all about what are you actually doing when you're sharing things on the internet, right? Are you sharing posts on LinkedIn? Are you liking? Are you commenting? And it's going to measure all that to see how active you are. And the last one is called building relationships. And it's all about, are you using LinkedIn as a tool to generate leads and to build relationships with your prospects? And so it's magical. I don't know the science behind all this stuff, right? You got some major nerds sitting in a room figuring a whole bunch of big data and how to manipulate it. But it's pretty cool because it gives you this quick way for you to assess how optimize your LinkedIn profiles. Now, of course, the work I did back at Safeco and then even more in depth when I worked at the Hartford was how to come up with checklists or scorecards on how to create all this stuff. So I actually am going to be releasing a new product that's like the best version of that, but it's not out yet. So I would say if you're in insurance, talk to your carriers, go to Safeco, go to Hartford, and all that stuff is still there. So you can get it from them. So I don't want to take anything away from all the work we did there. And you can figure out exactly step by step what you need to do to optimize your profile. Now you'll see in here that there is a section for your industry and the people in your network. So for me, mine is insurance. The average insurance agent is a 21. So if you're in insurance, then the question is, what's your score? If you're a 42, you're 100% above average, right? So you don't have to be that high to feel good about yourself. And I don't know that it matters we feel good about ourselves. Really, this is a checklist, a way for us to think about things that we can do to improve our online presence. But don't beat yourself up, right? You're like, I got a 30. Don't beat yourself up. This is like assessing where you're at on the map. And then you're going to figure out where you need to go. And then it's about the progress of getting there. That's really what we want to, it's like not that everyone's a winner. I don't really subscribe to that, but where we're at, as long as we can evaluate where you're moving forward, that's good. And then the other one is you can kind of see where you're at in comparison to the people that you're connected with on LinkedIn. So like in mine example, the average person connected to me, which is mostly you guys insurance agents, is a 42. So hey, you're double the average there. And then it shows where I rank in that. So this is really cool. I think this is a cool tool to assess where you're at. Crystal says, wow, mine's horrible. Okay, you're only a 6. Well, Crystal, you have something that no one else has, and that you guys don't know this, but Crystal, you can walk to my house. Like, she's my neighbor down the road. So I know we're in quarantine, but I could totally help you out. So you're gonna get a freebie nobody else in the world gets. I'm happy to help you with that. So that's the first one. So now you know how to grade how well you're doing. The question becomes, what do we do to make it better? And this is only day 2, so over the next 20 days, 19 days, I'm going to give you guys some more tips and tricks on how to optimize this stuff. So that way, it'll be fun to check it in another 3 weeks and see where you're at. Okay, so that's number 1. Let's see, what's number 2? Number 2 is Google Alerts. I don't know if you guys use Google Alerts. I like Google Alerts. What's cool about Google Alerts is all the stuff that the internet organizes and indexes, you can actually save your favorite searches and have them just come to you directly. So that way, if you want to see what your presence looks like or you want to observe, right? I think I have here like your competitors. So what I would say is if you regularly Google your name or the name of your business or your industry or your competition, your prospecting clients, you want to see what comes up, you actually can save those searches in such a way that whenever Google finds something new, right? If someone just says something about you, and sometimes Google has, in the past, it's like, oh, we're following Twitter for a while, and then we're following Facebook. They kind of change some things around. But you can actually quickly find out if anyone on the web has mentioned your name. And so I want to show you how that works because that's pretty cool too. So if we go to Google Alerts, and the easiest way to do this is just type in google.com/alerts. Or just type in the search, just type Google Alerts in your web browser, right? I think that's all I did, was I just typed in Google Alerts, and it's the very first one that's there. And so what's really cool about this is you can create an alert. And so like, let's say I work for, one of my favorite companies that I've done a lot of work with is, we'll call it the Levitt Group. Okay, so now I can create this alert and I got some options. So on the options here, how often do you want to get an alert? As it happens, once a day, once a week. I actually like to do them as it happens. Sources, look, blogs, news, web, finance, video, books, Google. Like, I just do automatic on that one. And then English, any region, you can check out different areas. I'm going to say in the United States. And then only the best results? No, I want all the results. And then it gives you a chance to send it to your email. Now, this is what I would recommend. I would recommend that you send it to an email, probably not your work email, probably a personal email. And then what you can do is you can create a filter so whenever they come in, you just automatically put it in the folder of your choice. So you can create like a folder for me, folder for my competition, and then when all these alerts come into your email, they just automatically skip the inbox and they go right into those specific folders. And then whenever you want, right, a couple times a week, you can go in there, you can open up that folder and you can see all the new things that have come up for you or for your competition or whoever it might be. And so then I just create this alert and I can pick, different emails, and then I create the alert and now I've got it there. Now I can click on this and we can see what comes up. So I want you guys to try this too. Like, here's one for my name. And so some of the times it's going to be relative depending on how popular your name is, right? If you've got if you're Adam Olson, right? Adam, sorry dude, your parents were boring. They didn't give you a very unique name. I can say that to Adam because he's an old friend. But the thing is, if you have a unique name, then what's going to happen is it's going to be more likely that it's content just on you. So that's the second thing I really want to share with you guys is play around with that so you can Google the web and find out what people are saying about you or your industry. So you might even put like if I sold insurance in Seattle, I could write Brett Allen Insurance Seattle or Brett Allen Seattle or Brett Insurance and put those things together as well as just my unique name. And that's going to give you a way for you to quickly find out what's going on. Oh, I might give you guys a bonus. I just thought of something else that would be fun to share with you. Okay, so that's what we got going there. Let's look at the next one. So we talked about your SSI score. We talked about Google Alerts. The next one is a website. I used to use this website a lot. I haven't used it as much recently. It's a little bit different. I think someone bought it and they're kind of making you pay for more money. But what this one is called is Social Mention. And it's the same kind of concept, but it's focusing more on social content. So the idea is if you want to see if anyone's talking about you or about a topic, then you can find that out. So let's go ahead and try that one live. Zoom in here. Social Mention. Rick, this is going to be recorded. It's recording live, and then it'll actually automatically be in the feed, so you'll be able to watch it later. I know this is lunchtime for some of you guys. And then guess what? I also am making a copy of it, and I'm putting it in the LinkedIn group. So I created a Boss Social LinkedIn group and one on Facebook, so whichever one you guys like to use the most, you can get those videos there. Technically, the ones in the LinkedIn group are going on YouTube, so it's on YouTube. All right, so how do you find Social Mention? Making sure I haven't missed anything else here. What's up? Adam, I totally miss you, man. I miss you. I miss all that whole gang. I saw Dawn on here earlier and I was like, oh, I miss you guys. Okay, so go to Google and type in Social Mention, and then you'll find this website here. First one's an ad by Zapier, right? This is what we do in Google Ads, right? We find something that people are searching on, and then we just hijack their name. Sprout Social's in there. But eventually we get down to Social Mention. And you could type in socialmention.com. See if this one shows up there. Well, I'm going to type it here. Like I said, this one, I think it's cool to check out, but I'm going to show you one after this that's way cool. I'm throwing in a bonus today. Socialmention.com. Oh, Where's it at? I just had it here a couple of seconds ago. Well, you know what? Social mention is gonna lose its option here. Oh, here it is, brand mentions. So yeah, brand mentions bought it. Okay, so it's a little confusing now. It used to be socialmention.com. But anyways, the same thing here is, you know, like it says, find who's talking about your brand or competitors in the news and social media. So in this example, why don't we type in, oh yeah, okay, I typed in Jeff Arnold's company here a little while ago. Right Sure Insurance, it's an amazing company, amazing guy. We're going to search on this, and then it's going to give us some feedback. So if you guys have any topics you want me to search on, I can do that too. Yeah, I miss you too, man. I miss you too, man. All right. So my problem is I don't know how to like make work acquaintances with people. Everyone to me is just like my BFF. And that's part of my problem. I've done these workshops all over the nation, and I have all these like people I want to barbecue with and all these BFFs everywhere. And I know I'm supposed to like just rein it in and just be businessy, but I'm not very good at that. So anyways, here you can see in social mention, 23 mentions, 4 web mentions, 19 social mentions, and it gives you a way to be able to look at this. This is the problem with this one, is now they want you to pay to get a lot of this data. So as an individual producer, I don't know that you're gonna do that. So that's why, and it dawned on me, I don't know why it didn't dawn on me earlier. Actually, I think I was gonna do a whole day on this in the future, but let's just do this one now. I love this. This is this is an app called Feedly. So let's Google in here. Feedly is an aggregator. So it's feedly.com, Feedly.com. And what it does is it allows you to just subscribe to whatever information you want. So here's the way I would use this, not just for, let's talk about building love with your clients, right? So let me log in on this one. See if it remembers me. I wasn't quite as prepared for this one, but I think it's gonna work. Okay. Now, the way this works is you create channels of information. So I'm gonna create a board. Let's say I've kind of been curious about cryptocurrency. So I'm gonna create one around cryptocurrency. And this is more just as a hobby, but we'll use this as an example. Actually, yeah, we'll do that, that's fine. No, we're not. We're just gonna look at the boards I already have. So I've got some boards I've already created. So here's one. Let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna call this one my insurance clients, okay? So for Adam, people like you guys, you got all these agencies that you work with, right? And if you're an agent, if you guys don't know, Adam, if you still have that job, he is a territory manager. So he works with a lot of businesses to help them produce. So what I have is you've got this board. You can create a board or a news feed, and then you add content to it. So let's say I have some clients, like maybe I have a client that's a dentist, or I have a client that's, you know, whatever they are, I can look up their website to get all of their content. So let's just, let's go ahead and do, well, let's do Right Sure. We were talking about them. Insurance. Sometimes it helps to have the actual website. So let's go to Right Sure. Jeff is like getting a big bonus today here. So here's Right Sure. So I'm going to go to Right Sure. I'm going to copy this. And then where were we? Right here in Feedly. I'm going to paste this in here. And then if he has any feeds on that website, which I know he has a blog, I don't know where it came. Might be a different site. There's the blog. So let's try this one. See, it isn't always perfect. So I've copied the link to his blog, and I'm going to try this again in here. And there it found it. So now when I click this, it's actually added his blog feed into my feed. So now under this insurance clients, right, I can actually have all of his content come right to me. I don't ever have to visit his website again. So what's cool about this is that you can find all of your clients and you put them in boxes, right? You put them in feeds. So I could go in here, right? Maybe I want to add, you know, I'm just going to put in some general stuff here. So Well, I showed you that example, so I'm going to wrap this up here. So you can put in the websites for your individual clients, and then that way you have access to everything that they posted. So now if I go in there and I click, right, I've got this content icons, like I've created one called Social Selling, and it's comprised of a couple of feeds, and so I can go in here and see what's there. I also like this for when you want to share content. So let's say, I know we've got some realtors on the call, so let's say I want to share awesome content in my Facebook and in LinkedIn and things like that around the world of real estate. I could actually create a feed. So let's go back here. This time we'll create a board. Exactly the difference between a board and a feed at the second, I can't remember. So I just use them the same, but I'm going to call this one Real Estate Content. Okay. So now I'm going to save articles to this board. When you find an article in your feed that you want to keep it, you save it to the board. Okay, I don't use boards. I don't save specific content to boards. I only use feeds. So let's go back to feeds. So sorry about that. So here I'm going to click Real Estate Content Resource. Okay, I'll zoom in here so you can see that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add content. And real estate is a big enough term that I can just type in real estate and it's going to come up with a lot of stuff. So I could get the Forbes real estate section, and then I could say, yep, I want to follow that. And then I'm going to put it in real estate content in that resource. And let's go back. We'll look for real estate. Maybe there's something else here. Oh, here's a bundle, right? They know here's 12 of them that you might, so I'm just going to follow all of them. I'm going to put them right in here in my real estate content. So you can see what we're doing here is we're aggregating these feeds of content. So now if I look on the side, now of course we got all these in here because they already decided that these were really 12 good ones. So I can look on it like this and it's going to show me all the articles, or I can just look at a specific one. So I can look at one article or one feed, and then that gives me some content. And then when I find something I want to share, right, this is the way this works, is that you can share it to your social media right away. So if I say this one looks, you know, here's an article here. Some of these websites are smart and they know, some of them will give you the whole content, and then some of them will say, oh, no, you can read a little bit and then you got to click this button to go back to the actual website, because they're pretty savvy. But what I like about this is it gives you all this content. This is an example where you can see the article, you can visit the web if you want, and then if we want to share it, then we just click the links above. We can share it on Hootsuite. We zoom in here. We can share it on LinkedIn, share it on Twitter. On the side, we've also got Facebook. So if I want to share this, I just click that, and then it's going to go ahead and throw up the article for that. And then it gives me the room to add my own comments. So you can say something like, you know, read this article. I would probably read the article and find something juicy in it that you could comment on. Like, oh man, this article talks about this one thing that's really cool. Check it out. That's going to pique their interest, so they'll click the button and go check it out. Yeah, Crystal asks, is this free? Okay, it is free. Feedly is free, but what you'll see is that they, of course, have a subscription model, right? And I'm cheap, right? I do my shopping at TJ Maxx. I won't lie. My wife does the real shopping for me. For me, I just don't like it. Anyways, so some of the stuff, like I click LinkedIn, it might tell me I need to upgrade. And so if you do the upgrade, then you're looking at, you know, whatever the fees are. But there's a way around this if you're cheap like me. And that is, well, I would say if it's in your budget, just do it. There's nothing, you know, there's nothing wrong with not being cheap. But if you want to get around it, the way that I do it is when you find the article that you want to share, okay, you can always just copy the link right here in the top. You see my mouse? You can just copy the link, and then you just manually have to go to your LinkedIn, right? I would go to, get there. Where's my LinkedIn? So if I wanted to post this one on my Boss Social page, which I've got saved in the favorites, then I could go in here and then I just paste it in here. And then now it has the link there. It's got the article. So there is a workaround if you don't want to pay the money, or maybe you just want to use the free version for a while. But I really like Feedly because this is what kind of threw me off is I'm logged in right now. I have more than one Feedly account, and I'm wrong. I logged into the wrong one. So the right one, I have like my leads, and I've got my prospects, and I've got my clients. Like let's say you're trying to write the business for a certain number of businesses within an industry, or you're trying to, maybe you write a lot of, I'm thinking insurance right now, but maybe you write a lot of technology. And so you figure out what are the technology leaders in the community around where you live. Then you can find those businesses, create a feed for them, and now you've got content that you can share that's going to show within your location. You're actually aware of what's going on there. It just all comes really quick. And you can add comments, right? And you can just use it to be able to drive in and build a little bit deeper relationship. So how are we doing on time? I think I've probably done more. Jim says TJ Maxx is awesome. Okay. All right. So do you have any questions? This was, again, these are off the cuff trainings. So they're like what I'm releasing here shortly. I mean, I'm going to have a nice 90-minute webinar that's really tight. And then after that, it's actually leading you to 3 challenges that I've come up with. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. Let's see. So this is, let me zoom in here. This is the first one. This is a handbook for it. It's called Wow, I Look Great on Social Media. And it's a 14-day challenge. So in the past, my workshops, I always would just go and go and go for 8 hours, and everyone in the room's like, I got all these ideas, but I don't know what to do with them, because I didn't have time to just step by step take them through the process. So what I've been doing is building these challenges, and this one's 14 days, and the way it works is you get a video and an instruction, and there's actually a handout or a tool, and it gives you step-by-step instructions on what you should do. So this one's on optimizing. This one here is the cover for it, and it's called Sweet, I Know Just What to Post. Basically, I want everyone to know exactly what to post, and that is actually the one that has like the real formal Feedly training. So I kind of gave you a preview of that. And then the third one is about lead generation. So how do you grow your social network by putting your ideal clients in it? So I kind of alluded to some of that today. Like I was talking about how if you are trying to write a certain kind of business, then you can actually connect with them. You can get their content, starting those, like there's just a whole, I tend to want to say the word long con, but it's not really long con because you're not taking advantage of anyone. It's a long-term relationship building activity where we identify who it is, what's my ideal client, who loves to work with me, how can I figure out the kind of people that love to work with me, and then what are their needs, and then we put it together in such a way that you can start creating content and optimize your profile and do all these things so that way you're naturally visible to the people that are attracted to you. And so, not for dating, obviously, but for helping them with their business problems. I am no Hitch, right? I'm more like the Kevin James in the movie of Hitch, right? When it comes to relationships. But when it comes to social media and using it to be able to build relationships with these key groups, we can do that. And so that's what I've done for years. Okay, so I think this has gone a little more sideways than I had planned, but I want you guys to know that it's really cool that we can use this technology while we're stuck at our homes during COVID-19. I'm going to be sharing, like I say, another couple weeks worth of these trainings, things that are just, I think, are helpful, but it really is up to you guys to help me kind of direct this. So if there's some things that you have questions about, things you've been trying to understand or trying to overcome in the space of social and sales and marketing, definitely let me know. Send me a PM, private message, or just leave them in the comments here. If you guys have any more questions for today, that's pretty much it. So just in review, let's see. Check out your SSI score, and then start using Google Alerts a little more. And then I threw social mention in here. Check it out. If you guys find that it's cool, or if any of you pay for it and you find that the extra data is cool, it used to be that data was available for free. Now you got to pay for it. I believe that you guys have a lot of things you got to spend money on, so I'm not going to try to talk you into that. And then lastly, Feedly. Use Feedly. I would pay for Feedly probably. I think you can do 100 feeds for free, so you can attach 100 like different things into your feed. That's why I actually do have multiple accounts, because I am kind of cheap. And so I've got like 100 for this industry, and then I've got another 100. I have like my real estate one, and I have my, or my social media and my insurance real estate one. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. So I'm gonna look at the comments right now and see if you guys have anything else to talk about. And then if not, we will call it a day. And I'm actually excited because my son's been stuck in Mexico, and I get to go get him from the airport today because he finally is able to come home. So that's kind of what we're doing here for the rest of the day, is trying to figure out where we're gonna make a bedroom for this college kid. So anyways, let's take a look here and see if there's any other comments. Okay, we're looking good. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow what we're supposed to do is talking about how well your business is optimized for the web. But I actually think that I kind of thought of something else I'm going to do instead. So we'll probably do that one the day after tomorrow, because I'm assuming most of you guys aren't actually the business owner, you're a producer within it. So tomorrow's a surprise day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for logging in. I hope you guys are staying healthy and safe and enjoying your quarantined life, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, okay. Tell us how to share this with your friends. Okay, that's a great question. I would love to have obviously more people come to this. I'm actually getting ready to send out an email campaign to invite a bunch of people to this that I already know. But for yourself, just send them to the website boss-social.com. And then when they put in their email, it'll actually take them to a landing page that has a video that explains what I'm doing here. And then it's got the links where they can join these groups. So you can either just invite them directly to the group if you want to, but really the way I'd prefer it is just send them to boss-social.com. They can put in their email, and that gets them on my email list, and then it gets them to the page that has the video that explains all this, and then they can join both the LinkedIn group and the Facebook group there. So cool, that would be fun. Thanks guys. Any other questions? Okay. I'm going to call that. I'm trying to keep these short, and this again has gone longer than I wanted it to because I know you're busy. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.